The blame game is simply an indication that that individual refuses to change. And you can blame your wife. I remember, and I've told this to you, shared this with you before. I remember when Taff and I was riding home, we were having a deep, intense discussion. And I'll never forget what I said. It may be the dumbest thing I've ever said for in my life. I said, you know what, Taffy, it's all your fault. If you would change, everything would be all right. What was I saying? And I was, without a doubt, saying this. I was saying to her, because I'm not changing. No, you're going to have to change because I'm not. And every time you play the blame game, you're saying, you're going to have to change because I'm not. Whether it's a marriage relationship or a relationship with friends, with children, anytime the blame game comes up, you need to change because I'm not. Don't play the blame game. Because every time you play the blame game, instead of accepting full responsibility for yourself and your life, you put yourself in a position where change is just not possible. Well, why is it not possible? It's not possible because you're not willing to allow it to take place. You won't accept responsibility. You know, at the end of the day, when you look at your life, when we look at our lives and we see the things that we stepped into, we see the things that have happened, we see the things that we're challenged with, we see the things that we go through, at the end of the day, it's nobody else's fault. And please, let me introduce the other person we blame a lot, the devil. Oh, but Brother Dollar, I cussed my wife out because that devil made me cuss my... You know what we're saying? You know what we're saying? I'm not going to change, so let me blame the devil. I'm so tired of hearing Christians blame everybody else for the things that go on in their life, not accepting responsibility for the things that happen. And when you refuse to accept responsibility for you, and when you refuse to accept responsibility for your life, then you're not going to change. And failure is about the only option you're going to have. And while you're going around feeling, I don't know what it is, a false sense of security because you got somebody to feel guilty about what you're going through, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I am not the one that determines what you think. You are the ones who determine what you think. You have a right to choose what goes in you, and then once the choice is made, it will then control you. You choose what goes in you, you choose what you want to think, and then it will begin to control you. But accepting responsibility, there's freedom that comes when you say, you know what, I accept full responsibility for the situation I'm in. I could blame the pastor, I can blame the wife, I can blame the friend, I can blame the government, I can blame everybody. But at the end of the day, you know you were the only one there making the only decision to do the thing that you did. And you know what? After you stop blaming, after you have finally blamed everybody you can see, you start blaming the unseen realm. Well, my angel wasn't on his duty. Well, the devil's busy. We have got to stop this religious game. How about let's just accept the full responsibility? There was a man who was drunk, and his Christian brothers found him, and he was still somewhat conscious. And he said, brother, have you asked God to forgive you? He said, no, could you pray for me? Could you just make sure you don't tell God that I'm drunk? How many of you know God already knew he was drunk? I need you to think about what I'm saying. It's my responsibility. Where I am today, good or bad, it's my responsibility. Me. I accept the responsibility for my financial situation. I wouldn't bought all that stuff. I'm in debt, not because the devil made me get in debt. I'm in debt because I didn't have proper management over my life. Amen. I'm responsible.